Extreme rainfall and killer floods struck many parts of the world this year, exposing infrastructure unprepared to withstand such deluges. The 29th of October, record-breaking rainfall and flash floods hit Spain, causing many casualties, massive disruption and economic losses. Relentless downpours battered the country for weeks, turning streets into rivers, submerging entire towns and forcing thousands to flee their homes. Rivers overflowed their banks, inundating cities like Valencia. With no time to react, people were trapped in vehicles, homes and businesses. Many people died and thousands of livelihoods were shattered.
It has taken us all by surprise. We are still in shock. We didn't expect this at all. And there was an alert around 7:30 or 8 p.m., but it was already flooding. It all happened very fast and we weren't prepared for something like this.
This was chaos. Cars flying or walking through the streets, dragging lampposts, tearing down walls. It just completely flooded everything. It was chaotic, worse than the flood in 1957 here.
A massive rescue and relief operation was carried out as the death toll crossed 200. Thousands of volunteers of all ages, walks of life and different nationalities showed up in Spain's Valencia to help with cleanup efforts. Some came armed with mops and buckets, pickaxes or shovels. Others carried bottles of drinking water and bags of food. The show of solidarity was a bright spot amid the devastation caused by the floods, the deadliest weather disaster to hit the country in modern history. On the 9th of December, more than a month after the devastating floods, a mass tribute was held for its victims. Around 400 relatives of more than 200 victims came to the service to pay tribute to all those who lost their lives. Spanish royals King Felipe and Queen Letizia also attended the memorial service at the Valencia Cathedral. The king was pelted with mud by angry residents just days after the flood when he first visited Valencia. People complained about the late alerts of the torrential downpour and the slow response to find survivors. Look at this. A football stadium turned into a muddy pool. On the 6th of May, the municipality of El Dorado do Sul was flooded after heavy rains hit southern Brazil. The storm affected 385 municipalities in Rio Grande do Sul state, leaving at least 85 people dead and more than 150,000 displaced.
Eu nunca vi uma coisa dessa, nunca vi. Eu acho que isso é sinal do, não sei se é para o pessoal uma coisa para ver se ser mais humano o que está acontecendo.
These satellite images captured before and after heavy rains show the extent of devastating floods that have destroyed cities and infrastructure. African nations Tanzania and Kenya both were severely battered by floods unleashed by torrential rains. The unprecedented downpours and deadly floods that hit Kenya since March were the most catastrophic the country had seen in recent years. The death toll crossed 200. Experts pointed out that one of the biggest drivers of heavy rain in East Africa is the Indian Ocean Dipole, or IOD. During a positive phase, the waters in the Western Indian Ocean are much warmer than normal, and this can bring heavier rain regardless of El Niño. In July this year, heavy rainfall triggered landslides in the Wayanad district of Kerala, India. Over 300 people lost their lives and over 100 were reported missing after hillsides collapsed, destroying the areas below. The state of Kerala sought immediate assistance, leading to the deployment of over 1,200 personnel from the National Disaster Response Force, or the NDRF, Army, Air Force and other emergency response teams. More than 1,500 people were evacuated to safety. This was one of the deadliest disasters in Kerala's history. Due to unpredictable rain patterns, India witnessed continuous floods in several parts too, including Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat. Recent floods struck Tamil Nadu and Puducherry when Cyclone Fengal hit the region. At least 37 people died in Sri Lanka and India in the tropical storm. The country also saw a prolonged heat wave. The government data shows that there were nearly 40,000 cases of suspected heat stroke and 110 people lost their lives in the sweltering heat across the country from March till the 18th of June. China's summer this year saw both extreme heat and devastating floods. In Henan province, many farmers scrambled to irrigate parched crops in the month of June. Just a month later, however, parts of the province were affected by extreme rain that inundated tens of thousands of acres of cropland and forced more than 100,000 people to evacuate their homes. Parts of Henan's hardest hit Nanyang city saw more than 600 millimeters of rain in 24 hours. Torrential rainfall has hit the southern, central and eastern parts of the country in another incident due to a sudden downpour and flash floods. A bridge partially collapsed in China's Shanxi province. At least 15 people reportedly died in the incident. From tackling droughts to floods at the same time, China grappled with extreme weather like never before.